Hi, and welcome everyone to our continuing series of interviewing our chapter leaders. I'm Walter Proper, the Executive Director for the International Association of Public Health Logisticians. And today we're going to Nigeria. And without further ado, I will ask our new spotlight person to introduce himself.
Okay, my name is Chuka Chiezie, and I am currently the president of IAPHL in the Nigerian chapter here. So I currently work in Rapid Express Logistics as the managing director.
Great. And where do you currently live, and where did you originally come from?
Okay, so I currently live in Abuja, Nigeria, and I'm from Anambra State. Anambra State is in the eastern part of Nigeria, southeastern part of Nigeria.
And as you said, what exactly is your current job again?
Okay, my current job currently is managing director of Rapid Express Logistics Limited.
Great. So, and it's great to see a private sector person in our
Yes.
IPHL. Yes.
Yes.
And so what in general is your experience in health supply chain?
Okay, well, I kicked off my supply chain career with the Institute of Human Virology, where I served first as a supply chain officer, then a supply chain data officer. And of course, from there, I moved on to general and health logistics, where I served as the supply chain data manager. And then, of course, from there, I still served as the management representative for quality management systems. So that means that I was the MR for when general and health logistics became ISO certified. So from general and health logistics, of course, I currently function in the capacity of MD for Rapid Express Logistics Limited. So my experience has been, I would say, apart from doing core warehousing, I have worked in almost all the areas of supply chain management, which starts from, of course, supply chain network design to, if you now want to talk about logistics core, forecasting, quantification, data management, report collection, monitoring and supportive supervision. And of course, when you now do quality management services, what it means is that you must know end to end of everything that happens within the supply chain, because you must be developing those mandatory manuals that are going to ensure that processes are aligned as they should be, within your organization. So basically, these are my experiences with them in supply chain.
Quite extensive, really quite extensive. And so, how long have you been with IPHL?
Yeah, I can say 12, 13 years now. So since 2008 or 2007 was when I actually joined. Yes. Yeah.
And how did you hear about IPHL?
Yeah, I can say, well, from JSI first, and then, of course, from a training that Naomi Prince was one of the moderators at that time. And then, of course, we had people like Sharon Simpa, who was also from JSI, and John Vatvich. So these were some of the people who introduced me into to the community, of public health logisticians.
So can I ask you, why did you join when you heard about it? What made you decide to join?
First, of course, we were just told that it is a network of professionals that are practicing logistics for health commodities. And of course, if you want to be very good in the field, it means that you must be sharpened by other people who are also experts within the field. And of course, since I was a rookie at that time, I needed all the mentoring that I could get. And so the best place to go, since you won't always get supply chain trainings every day, was to join the community where you find experts and people who are like you, so you can grow together.
That's great, great. And how long have you been with the local chapter?
Well, since the day I encountered IAPHL, so I would say since 13 years now.
So from the beginning, yeah.
Yeah.
And what is your current role in the chapter?
I'm currently the president of the Nigerian chapter. Yes.
Okay. And how large is the chapter now?
Whoa. So we have over 1,000 people at the moment. Maybe in 2019 we had about 900 and it's something, but now we're over 1,000 people within the community. Yeah.
So still keeping to be our largest, by far, our largest chapter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And what would you say has been the most active topic in discussion in the chapter?
The pandemic, COVID-19 is the most, because it's different from humanitarian logistics. So the kind of response that you need at the moment is different. You understand?
Mm.
Considering that, of course, the commodities are also different. You don't really, you now have to deal with a lot of vaccines that, not even vaccine, you now have to deal with a lot of, test kits that need to arrive, and they, of course, they are not enough. And then you'll be thinking of rationing. What kind of supply chain system do you think you will establish to carry out some of these things? And of course, there are discussions on what vaccines are available. What is Russia doing? What's China doing? What is Nigeria doing? What are other African countries doing? So basically, supply chain is in everything, like I always say. So it's an active discussion that eventually, when we find a solution to this pandemic and even prepare for what's to come next, how do we continue to respond? You understand? So now is the time to develop a supply chain that is, of course, resilient and also agile, which means that irrespective of what comes next, that we'll be able to respond appropriately, despite, of course, our limited resources within the country.
And so what would you want people to know about the chapter, its key activities, or in general? Yeah.
Okay, so first I'd like to point out that we congratulate the international body for relocating back to the United States. So which means that we are now on our own as a local chapter. And so we need every hands on deck, you understand, to be able to pursue what our objectives are. And one of the objectives we have is that we don't want to be great in numbers, we want to be great in impact. So I would want them to know that, of course, the association remains strong, but we want a lot of stakeholders coming in, supporting us, especially with initiatives that will make sure that even people who are coming in will also find things to benefit from being in the association.
That's great. And to let everyone know, Nigeria is a chapter that's actually conducted a full day workshop, which was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you again for your time, Chuka. And again, it's a great chapter, and I'm glad you're at the helm to lead it and keep it going, especially during this challenging time. And again, we will continue this series with other chapter leaders. So everyone, thank you for your time. Thank you, Chuka.
Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Bye.